Why do some people go to the gym 4, 5, even 6 times a week but still see no results, even though there are some people that go 2 to 3 times a week and look way more shredded than you? It's not because that they have better genetics than you, but rather because that they have certain tactics that they have under their sleeves that you don't even know about. In this video, I'll show you how you can use these tactics to get real results in your day-to-day life without spending your life at the gym, and that's what I've done for my clients and also for myself. And normally when people go into the gym, a common belief that most gym goers have is that more is better, but that's not exactly true for 4 reasons. The first thing is that just because it's the most optimal for you does not mean it's the best for your lifestyle. So in this case, if you're someone that's working a full-time job or has a family, or let's say you're at school, then there's just certain things that you can't dedicate your life to, such as going to the gym for maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, expecting that you're gonna see crazy gains. In fact, most beginners don't even need to go to the gym this much because that it can obviously be way overwhelming and it's just more taxing on your body because you're so new to going to the gym. So in this case, a lot of people do need to focus more on quality over quantity. In fact, many professional bodybuilders such as Mike Mentzer and then also Dorian Yates focused on just low volume, high quality sets, and because of this, they're able to become professional bodybuilders and also be one of the top people in their own leagues, respectively. And lastly, mostly for new lifters, it's just completely unnecessary because you have so much muscle building potential that you don't even need to go to the gym 4 times a week to really see results. In fact, most people, such as like Dr. Mike Israetel, promote this for beginners. So for these 4 reasons, most people can in fact get a decent physique for doing half the time as long as you implement the right principles, regardless if you are a beginner or even up to an advanced lifter. How do you get results if you only have 2 workouts a week? You can get that easily just by following these 2 simple steps. So the first step would be is that you need to pick the right exercises. And that sounds pretty easy, right? Wrong. There are dozens of exercises that you can use to target certain muscles, and if you're not picking the right ones, then you can actually be eating more muscle than fat if you're trying to lose weight. So what exercises do you actually pick? Well, for me, I've been able to figure this out by following a certain framework I like to call the Triple C framework, also known as KKK, or however you want to say the 3 C's. For the first C, it focuses more on targeting the most amount of muscles with the least amount of exercises. So in this case, we would focus more on compound movements compared to isolation movements, which only focus on maybe a single muscle. But within this first C, we need to also focus on what provides the most minimal fatigue when going throughout each of these exercises so we can recover properly for the next session. In this case for me, I personally like using machines more. So instead of me doing, let's say, a barbell bench press, I'm focusing more on a machine bench press because generally it's easier to set up, you're probably less prone to injury, and it's generally less technical because all you need to do is just push the weight rather than focusing on specific techniques. So the second C is focusing on exercises that are both efficient and easy to set up. So in this case, if you're focusing on something like a machine bench press, that's a good start, but except maybe you don't have a machine bench press at your gym, but you have lots of dumbbells. And generally, if there's lots of something, I generally like going for that first because that means I get in and out of the gym the fastest as possible. So for me, I generally prefer using dumbbells for this case, and I would like doing dumbbell bench press because it's just way easier to set up. So the last thing to focus on the C is something I like to call competence. And when I'm talking about competence, I'm not referring to getting the most bang for your buck in terms of efficiency, but also in terms of effectiveness. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have 2 different types of exercises. You have a single arm row and you have a chest supported machine row. Generally out of these 2, both of them are pretty easy to set up and don't take a lot of technical knowledge to do. But I would prefer the chest support machine row because I get to use both arms at the same time, and for me, it prevents me from cheating, which means that I'm going to have better technique compared to a single arm dumbbell row. So now that you got the 3 C's down, what's the last part for this? And the second step would be is focusing on a specific type of intensity. For the love of God, please do not do what I call exercises. It's one of those exercises you've probably seen people do at the gym where they're literally doing almost no effort and trying to basically ego lift. So a way to prevent this from happening is making every rep count with good technique, and a simple way to gauge this out is thinking on a scale of 0 to 3. Generally on the 0 to 3 scale, you want to focus on how many more reps you have in the tank. So let's say you have 3 reps in the tank, 2 reps in the tank, 1, and 0. So this allows you to gauge how intense that you're going, and generally since you're only doing 2 workouts, I would prefer doing anything from 3 to under. And no, you don't have to do something super crazy to start building muscle and losing fat like Tom Platz. If you've seen his exercises, give him a check out. They're absolutely insane. You don't have to do that intensity. Now, if you follow these 2 steps, you're more than likely gonna start building a decent physique, but except there's one issue at play. So now when you're considering all these factors, how do you decide to create a effective, fast workout plan so you don't have to spend your life in the gym to actually get the results that you want? Well, remember when I said that you need to hit every single muscle when you're trying to lose weight, because if you don't, you'll start losing more of that muscle compared to fat? Well, since that we're doing only 2 workouts per week, you need to hit every single muscle group to make sure that you're actually retaining that muscle. So in this case, a full body workout is absolutely necessary. So you don't need to put a lot of volume into this either. All you need to do is that you need to put in at least 1 warm-up set with 2 to 3 hard working sets. And realistically, it would take you about 30 minutes to an hour to do all the exercises just by doing these simple things. But what if you're like, Dalton, I still don't want to be in the gym and I want to get out even faster? Well, no problem. I still have a solution for you. Even though it's already intense for what you're doing with these types of exercises, you can implement even more intensity techniques to get out of the gym faster. To make it even faster, you can start implementing things such as drop sets, myo reps, or even supersets to where you're actually gonna feel like you're dying at the end of your workout. But hey, it only lasts 30 minutes, so you're gonna be totally fine. And if you guys are confused at all, make sure that you just pause the video right here as I pull up on the screen these types of exercises so you can understand them a little bit more. And above all, to make sure that you're actually progressing and not losing muscle, make sure that you track the exercises that you're doing so you can stay consistent over time and maybe even see your strength improve a little bit. And by staying consistent with only 2 workouts a week, you're probably doing better than 90% of people that are going all the time, and you're also gonna be building muscle and losing fat without too much trouble. And if you guys wanna implement these principles without guessing at all of what exercises to pick or anything like that, you can just click in the link in the description below and I'll give you guys a free workout plan that you could start using today. Or if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I have a form down below to where you can ask a few questions and I can reach out to you personally. And earlier in this video, I mentioned that I prefer dumbbells over other types of exercises just simply because of how easy they are to set up. In fact, you could get a pretty impressive back like this just by doing 1 exercise. If you want to see what that exercise is, well then make sure that you check out this video right here and I'll see you there soon.